Suicides, murders, illness, violence. There's a whole lot going on in the world that can really mess up our brain. And things have only gotten worse in 2020. You feel unhappy, you feel desolate, you feel hopeless. Whether it's your own personal life or the overall state of the world, it really does take an effort to keep yourself mentally strong. So if you feel bogged down by things happening in your life and actually want to fight back with your own psyche, this video is going to help you out. In this video, we're giving you a roundup of 5 common habits that will make you mentally weak. Let's begin. Number 5. Excessive guilt. Many of us grow up hearing, "I work so hard for you and you still complain." This is how guilt is drilled into our brains from a young age. Once we internalize these messages, it can lead to a very weak self-image. This is especially common with people who don't have supportive parents growing up. See, feeling guilty isn't inherently a bad thing, but when you excessively feel that emotion, you'll see the joy sucked right out of your life. Among the many types of guilt, the only healthy type is the one you feel after doing something wrong. Feel no guilt when you face this guilt. Healthy guilt actually strengthens relationships and helps us grow. But when you feel the kind of guilt that has no root cause, it can drown you out and distract you from reaching your full potential. It can also make you think you're the bad guy in every situation. This sort of behavior weakens your self-esteem. To overcome this habit, start making a deliberate effort to think positive about yourself. Give yourself credit where it's due, and check yourself whenever you face self-doubt and unnecessary guilt. Number 4. Negative perfectionist tendencies. If you've ever scrolled through your Instagram and envied all the perfect people on your timeline, you've already adopted this habit. Psychologists divide perfectionism into 2 parts: positive perfectionism and negative perfectionism. Positive perfectionism motivates you to do your best, whereas negative perfectionism sets unrealistic goals and fills the person with dissatisfaction when they can't reach them. The need to be perfect at all times is something you must let go of. After all, humans aren't meant to be perfect, and research shows that. Perfectionism in the wrong sense can cause distress, anxiety, and fear of others judging you. Negative perfectionists have conditional self-esteem, which means they can only like themselves when they're doing their best. But see, no one can give their best at all times. Mistakes happen, and you shouldn't view them as a catastrophe. Sometimes perfectionism can lead to extreme procrastination too. This stems from the fear of not doing the task perfectly. All of this can feel overwhelming, and that's why viewing yourself as a human with the need for regular breaks is essential. To overcome this habit, start removing people from your life who make you feel not perfect. Try to cut yourself some slack. And don't beat yourself up too much because of that extra cheat meal, or that bad grade on your exam, or a mean comment from your boss. Too much social media. We've already mentioned this before, but it needs to be explored in even more detail. Perhaps the most common habit that affects our mental health is one that's shared by millions of people. It is the excessive use of social media. Instagram's a great way to get a glimpse into people's lives, but something a lot of us forget is that we only see the best and most modified parts of their lives. A survey done by The Telegraph showed that 60% of participants felt jealous after comparing themselves to other people on social media, and 30% said it made them feel lonely. Spending so much time looking at people with perfect bodies and lifestyles can promote anxiety and low self-esteem in teenagers and even adults. Many mental health experts believe that overall, using your phone too much causes an addiction. This is because checking messages and apps is a reward system that triggers positive feelings. The thing with social media is that since we live in such a connected state of life, news travels faster than the speed of light, and such a steady stream of bad news can make you feel stressed and sad. To overcome this habit, make sure you're regulating your time on social media. Download apps that limit your social media usage. Unfollow and block any accounts that are harboring negative feelings in you. And don't scroll through social media first thing in the morning. Number 2. Poor sleep. Most habits that weaken your mind have to do with emotions, but physical practices like sleep also have a significant impact on your mental health. Sleeping provides your brain with the strength to face new difficulties and the comfort to recover from the previous ones. Losing sleep regularly can make you groggy and much less functional than usual. Researchers have proved that many people with a bad sleep cycle already suffer from other mental disorders such as depression or anxiety. According to the Harvard Mental Health Letter, poor sleep can intensify bad mental health. A lack of sleep makes you and your brain disoriented and literally makes your mind weaker. To overcome this habit, make sure you don't drink caffeine late in the day. Try to cut out any activities in your daily life that stress you out. And as we mentioned before, don't use electronics right before or after sleep. And I've got one more for you, a pro tip. Stick to a sleep schedule of the same wake-up time, even on the weekends. This will take care of storing the melatonin you need for the coming night. Number 1, the failure mindset. There's absolutely nothing that can weaken your mind and motivation than having a failure mindset. See, failures are a normal part of our lives. In fact, they're necessary for your success. Just look at what basketball legend Michael Jordan says. "I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." In another quote, he says, "The key to success is failure." However, a lot of us have a hard time understanding that and tend to focus too much on those failures. That's an extremely harmful habit to have. When you focus only on failure, you forget your value and what you've achieved in life. A mindset like this is often rooted in parents who compare their kids with their siblings or friends for not being as good as them, judging them instead of supporting them. As you grow up, this habit seeps into every situation of your life. In order to overcome this habit, make sure you remove any influence in your life that encourages that mindset. Try to read books written by people who succeeded despite their shortcomings. Get inspiration from daily success stories around you, and keep reminding yourself that failure is merely your mindset, not your reality. That's a wrap for 5 common habits that will make you mentally weak. Do you also want to overcome any of these habits? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for other videos like this. See you in the next one.